Crypto hunters, welcome back to my 21 days challenge blockchain fundamentals. This is day 11 and today we are going to be covering three main parts. So today we're going to be doing some homework on EVM. We're going to be doing some homework on smart contracts and Dapps. We are also going to be doing some homework on UTXO versus account model. So stay tuned for the next couple of minutes while we dive into it. So homework on EVM. In this section we have two questions. Question number one, Lego. What is the EVM? So EVM actually stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine. So this is a space where Ethereum smart contracts are being deployed or executed, as you may say. So all nodes on the Ethereum network, they all agree to run this EVM. So you can look at it as a one giant computer. That's basically what an EVM is. One big computer made up of all small computers spread all over the world in a decentralized manner. Question number two, what does it mean when we say that the EVM runs in a sandbox environment? So this basically means that the executed smart contracts in the EVM never have access to the node's actual computer hardware. So it runs in a virtual environment actually. And this is within the hardware. So this is very, very important in terms of security. So in case there's a breach in the smart contract area, the computer or the node, the computer of the node itself isn't victimized because of this security breach reason. So those were the questions on homework on EVM. Moving on, we have homework on smart contracts and Dapps. Here we have 4 questions. Diving into question number 1. How is a smart contract different from a normal computer program? Well, smart contracts, they run on a blockchain, making them decentralized. So they run in a blockchain, making them decentralized because they are running from different parts of the world, depending on where the nodes are. So what they can also do is they can manage money. So by managing, I mean they can hold, send or receive money. So they actually decide what they do with the money based on, of course, what has been programmed within the smart contract. So they are also immutable, meaning they can't be changed, and updates are not possible like in a normal program or like in normal programs. But this also means that there is no room for an error. So when the developers are actually programming the smart contracts, there is literally no room for an error, because imagine there being an error for a program that has to manage money. So it can be disastrous. So this has to be really be done in a way that the error is very, very, very limited. Question number 2, what do we mean when we say that smart contracts eliminates the need of trust? Well, this actually means that smart contracts can replace many of the middlemen. So middlemen, we need to trust them in order to do business. But with smart contracts, me and you, we just need to know what is embedded within the smart contract, and that's it. I don't need to trust you, you don't need to trust me. Of course, the smart contract doesn't need to have any bugs in it, so always keep that in mind. Question number 3, what are some popular platforms for running decentralized applications and smart contracts? My favorite, number 1 platform is not Ethereum, it is Neo. This is another platform that runs decentralized applications and smart contracts. You also have Qtum, you have NXT, you have Waves, of course you have Ethereum. What else? And there are some other ones, but these are like the big boys. Last question, question number 4. In your own words, how would you describe the functionality of a smart contract that will provide you with a rental car? Aha. So we have to specify some things here for this question, and I came up with the following. So you have to keep the track of cars available for rental, the cost of the rent, so how much will it cost you to rent a car, and of course the car ID. The car needs to have, each car needs to have its own ID. So the user is going to send the rental costs to the smart contract or to the escrow, and the user will receive then a specific car ID that is that he can use, or that is up for usage. And when the user or the driver is done, the contract ends. So the ID is now once open again, or if available for the next person that needs to rent. So in this way, this is how smart contracts can be deployed or programmed. Now moving on to the last section, we have homework on UTXO'S versus account model. So if you remember, on the previous day we did UTXO'S, that stands for Unspent transaction outputs. So here we have 2 questions. It's getting dark. We just have 2 questions, and we're gonna close up for today. Question number 1. The account model doesn't require much space as the UTXO model. Why is this a benefit? Well, all transactions will be smaller, of course, so the lower, this means lower transaction fees in some cases. So if fees depends on the size of the transaction, this will be the case. The size of the whole blockchain in its whole will reduce on the long term. So more nodes are able to then download the entire blockchain and run full nodes instead of parts of the blockchain, or parts of the blockchain in that way. So that's basically why this is beneficial, or this will be beneficial. So question number 2. How is the account model not as great as the UTXO model for privacy? Well, in the account model, multiple outputs in a transaction that go to addresses that you control cannot be specified. Meanwhile, in models like in Bitcoin, it makes it important for you to put different transactions. You can specify different transactions and send over to addresses that you control. And in this way, you create a privacy environment. So it makes it a little bit difficult, or maybe I'll even say impossible, for one to know what you purchased and how much you purchased it for. So this is basically the difference. Well, I'm gonna keep it short today. We don't have enough daylight. Those were my questions for today's homework. Today we talked about the Ethereum virtual machine. We talked about smart contracts and Dapps. We talked about UTXO'S and the account models. So if you have any additional information in regarding to this homework, you can always comment down below. If you learn something and you like the type of content that is brought to you, push up the like button. And for more crypto related content, consider subscribing to this channel. And for all of you out there who are hunting for the next mooning coins, all you crypto hunters out there, I would say happy hunting and stay well. I'm out. Victor out. See you on day 12. I'm out. Yo.